Top of the morning to you, man. I'm up early this morning, about to get ready to go do a little grocery shopping. But it's just a topic I read. This is something I want to touch on. So I was just on Instagram and I just was scrolling, killing time before I go to the grocery store, and I ran across a picture. And it was a picture that said that these three guys have went to every Super Bowl since I forgot what year it was, but it was two white men and it was a black guy. And then everybody was like, nah, that they lying, this, that, and the third. And my thing is that it's so crazy that we live in a world where if you are a person of color and you are a Caucasian person or any other race, it's like it's hard for us to believe that y'all are friends. And it's like, how? Like, what does skin color has to really do with any friendship or any relationship? Like, my thing is this: it's like I'm for anything. I'm for the integration of people, not just blacks, not just whites, but integration of blacks, whites, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans. I'm for that because it shows that this world has got past, or it shows that we can get past a small mindset, a small perspective of these group of people are bad just because of their skin color. So I was just thinking, I was like, okay, cool. So I looked in the comments and they were saying something about stereotyping. And they was like, well, y'all stereotyping them just like they stereotype us. And the thing is this, right? We all unknowingly to a certain degree judge. And I was just saying, it's just like me as a black, as an African American male, right? If I'm finna go fill up my tank, if I'm trying to fill my tank up, fill my own car with gas, and I go to a gas station and I see a group of black guys out there, like 10 cars, and the parking lot's full of guys. They all out there sitting outside their cars, music playing, drinking. 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna go over there. And you might think, well, those are black people or those are so-called your people, but I automatically associate that with trouble. I automatically think that there will be some type of confrontation there just because of the people that's there might just be envious of me for whatever reason, or see a black man that they don't know and want to start some drama. So it's the same thing if a white person was to see that. That's just like if you go to a smaller town and it's like a little diner and you're not going to want to go in there and eat. You're not going to want to go in there and ask for directions. You're not going to want to go in there and be seen at all just because you're going to assume that every single person in there is racist. That they going to spit in my food, they going to call me the N-word, they going to do whatever the case may be, so you're going to try to avoid it. That's just like if you see a black man with a lot of tattoos and they dress a certain way, you will automatically assume that they're this specific way. That's like if you see a white man with cowboy boots on, boot-cut jeans, and a button-down, you might automatically assume that he's this way. So we all stereotype to a certain degree, you know what I mean? But the thing is, I think that we should be so far past judging people based off the color of their skin at this point, because this is what I always tell people, right? Evil doesn't have a race. Evil is people. So you got blacks, whites, Mexicans, Asians, everybody at some point all races have had some type of level of evilness. Whether it be slavery, whether it be gang banging, whether it be whatever the case may be, they've had some type of form or evilness. So you can't just say that all black people in America are victims. That's not the case at all. Like you always say that black people say, black people's biggest excuse of anything is that it's the white man's fault. The white man is preventing me from getting this. The white man is preventing me from doing this. The white man got this system rigged for me. But it's Mexicans that fall victim to the system. It's whites that fall victim to the system. So if it was a system that was strategically designed to keep black people behind, why ain't it just nothing but black people in all these prisons? And regardless if y'all say, well, most prisons are predominantly black, well, most people that grow up in black families predominantly grow up in broken, toxic households, to where either an early grave or a prison cell for the rest of your life or for a significant time of your life is the result. So it's not the white people. It's the lack of willing to hold yourself accountable that's plaguing the world, not just the black community, but the world. So I don't understand how we keep misplacing our anger and our aggression on races. How every black person in America feel that it's the white man's fault while things aren't going their way. Like I'm in a relationship right now with a white woman. You know, sweet woman, caring woman, beautiful woman, everything that I could want in a woman, in a sense, right? But if you looking at the so-called pro-black people, oh, you can't be black and be with a white woman. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me that just because I'm black, I gotta sacrifice my happiness at the cost of me being with a black woman? So if I'm with a black woman that uses and abuses me, that doesn't respect me, that's just not loyal to me, I'm supposed to bypass all of that and say, well, you know what, she's black, so it's okay because it's a sister doing it to me opposed to a white woman. No, That don't make no sense to me. I'm not gonna let nobody dictate who I end up in a relationship with or who I associate myself with as friends. I'm all for the good of people. Most of the people that I've met that's actually good, caring people and that's willing to probably give you the clothes off their back have been white people. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Most of my most horrible experiences have come through people that look like me. So it's hard for me, or it's not hard for me. It's impossible to get me to believe that a race is just all bad. It's hard for you. You're not going to get me to believe that. Prime example, right? So this past Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, I was in my girl house, and my girl stays in. She has like a house, but it has the house has a carport, and then you got like the little driveway, so it's not a lot of room, and everything else like it's just one slab of concrete, but everything else around it is grass, So sometimes to avoid parking on their grass to tear up their lawn, we end up having to all park on the driveway. So you got you got 3 cars. So this person might got to come out. So when this person got to come out, everybody got to come out and back their car up. So I had to back my car up, and I was getting irritated because it was already raining out there. So I'm like, man, I don't feel like sitting here waiting. I was like, man, let me just go ahead and back this thing up and get out the way. That way I ain't got to worry about it. So when I backed it up out the driveway, I parked off the side of the road where you could normally park at. But when it was raining, obviously that grass turned into mud. So long story short, I ended up getting my car stuck in there, right? So I'm ticked off. So I'm starting to call, hey man, this and that, can you come through? And then my girl ended up making calls. So she called one of her friends, black guy and a white guy. He brought his buddy with him to come help. So you got two buddies, black, white. They both come help the pool. A black man, older black gentleman stopped by, military guy, shout out to him. He stopped by, offers his assistance. So it's all of us working. So then you got a white man who stopped by. He offers his assistance. So then we are working. So then you got another group of white guys that's dating the girls next door to my girl that stopped by. So it's a mixture of black and white, and we all working together for a common cause, and that's to get this young man's car stuck out the mud. So after that situation, I was asking, hey man, what's your cash app? Man, you good, man, it's all good, man, And it's just the crazy thing about it is the fact that really made me realize that there are good people in this world. And good people don't come with a skin color, because you have black and white people. You see what I'm saying? You got black and white people working together, and nobody's getting paid for it. Nobody is really getting no benefit from it other than me, the person whose car was stuck. Everybody else is literally, one of the guys, he's all on his back, on his knees, trying to find somewhere to hook it, the strap up to, so we can try to pull my car out the ditch. You know what I mean? We all submerged, well, it's a couple of us, we're submerged in mud, trying to push my car and get it out. And it's like, but it was done with no malicious intent. And it wasn't no, oh, well, you owe me this now. Or, you know what I mean? It was just people being good people, And like I say, man, it's like, it gets frustrating because we're stuck in the mud with that way of thinking. You know what I mean? And it gets very, very irritating, because I feel like at this point, the color of skin should not matter. It should really be through I know it sounds cliche, but it should be through a person's actions. So I don't look at a black person that's in jail for murder and say free him because he's guilty of that crime. But just because he's black, or they doing my boy wrong, they trying to railroad my boy, no, you're a criminal at the end of the day. So if you're a killer, you can be a killer that's black, you can be a killer that's white. A killer is a killer. And I'm not gonna get on there and jump the fence unless it was out of self-defense. But just saying, oh, he stayed a couple blocks down in another neighborhood, I'm gonna go take his life from him because of that. You see what I'm saying? It's real ignorance, it's real petty, and it's just like, bro, we gotta get better as people. Honestly, we gotta come past the fact of, viewing skin color. We gotta become past that. We gotta get past seeing a person and a person speak to you, you keep on walking like a person didn't speak, like nobody ever said anything to you. You know what I mean? We gotta get past that. We gotta start all treating each other with respect for those who are worthy of it. Now, if you're not worthy of respect, because respect is given, you know what I mean? Respect is earned. It's not, in a sense, if you're not worthy of it, then yeah. But at the end of the day, we still got to be respectful and cordial with each other, because we all have to coexist. So I don't believe in you hearing some people say, well, I think black people should be here and white. No, I think we should all be able to coexist. We should all be able to do business and not have the intention of fucking over somebody else just because of the color of their skin. You know what I mean? So that was just a little small rant. Like I said, man, I'm using this channel as a source of venting, because we have to get better as people. We really, really do. And I'm not just talking about black people. And I always say that specifically. I got certain videos that address my people specifically, because a lot of black culture is flawed. But for the most part, us as people have to get better, and we have to move past this small mindset. You know what I mean? And just because, you don't find a person attractive just because they black. That don't mean that that's anything wrong. You just don't find that person attractive. That don't mean that if your kid bring home a black person or white person that you gonna feel some type of way just because of color of skin. You know what I mean? So we got to get past that small-minded way of thinking. But man, you know, if anything in this video resonated with you, man, comment down below and let me hear y'all take on things, because like I say, at the end of the day, we got to be better now. And if you decide to want to get in my comments and, you know, show any negativity, man, if that's your form of venting, if that's your form of trying to, you know, work past your trauma, then man, vent away. I'm not gonna feel no type of way. I'm not gonna cuss you out. I'm not gonna call you out your name. I'm gonna just be, hey man, that's your opinion, that's your way of feeling. If that's how you feeling at the time, I can't stop that and I can't change it, nor do I want to. That gotta be something that you want to change for yourself. You know what I mean? So it's a choice to wake up and be negative. It's a choice to wake up and be evil. It's a choice to wake up and be to be good. You know what I mean? So you have a choice in everything that you do. So I'm not really trying to shake nobody's choices and decisions, because they're gonna do them regardless of what I say. But that's it for this video, man. I'll see y'all in the next video.